Hola, ¿cómo están? Buenas tardes. Estoy aquí en Vancouver, aquí en el Square de Robson Street, y estoy aquí con Bonnie. No,
Benny.
Benny.
Yeah.
Benny es un native de First Nation y él estaba ahorita tocando. What's the name of your instrument?
It's a drum.
It's a drum.
Yeah, and it's made from deer hide, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And can you explain me a little bit about what was the music, the song that you were playing? What it's about?
So first off, Antha Quialcolt, so that's my traditional name, and yeah, my English name is Benny George, and
You have to have English name and native name.
yeah, we were assigned names, and we were assigned last names as to a more simpler term, I guess, so that because in the native language we didn't know there was no writing. A lot of our stories were told orally, tradition from our grandparents. So a lot of the stories that we hear are from our ancestors, and it was passed on to our great grandmothers and grandfathers and our grandparents to our parents. And so I know some of the history, some of the stories to who I am as a Native person to Canada, but Canada is has only been here for 150 years or so, and our Native people have been here for 10,000 years and
Wow,
maybe
that's
longer. And
10,000 years.
So our-
10,000, más de 10,000 años.
yeah, so I believe there are some questions to why we have this the monument, and it's to signify the children and the remains that have been discovered in one of the schools here in Canada, and that it's just one school of 139 schools across Canada, and they were to oppress people like me, like natives throughout Canada, and segregate and kill the Indian inside of us. So a lot of our language was stripped, our culture was stripped. There was a ban to our tradition. We couldn't share anything, and so really everything was funded by the government, and the Roman Catholics created these schools that they would oppress our people and kill the language, and many of our people suffered, and you can see that a lot of these kids didn't make it home. They didn't get to go home to their parents and their grandparents, and they lost out on the language that we speak. So there's very little population of our people that speak our language fluently, and that's what this monument is for, is to seek awareness here in Canada, in the US, for all the Native Americans and all the natives here in Canada.
And how do you feel now that the government of Canada is trying to pay off a little bit of the damage that they have done towards?
I think
giving
a lot of
money?
it is still silent. I mean, the only people that seem to be speaking about it are survivors, and our anyone that's supporting them, and yeah.
And how do you feel towards the Catholic Church, the Catholic?
Well, I'm not sure they should feel shameful. That's for
Right?
sure. I mean, they converted our people to believe that a religion that's not, what do you say, that does not help support us as Native people. And yeah, I think the Bible is not as old as our people are. So.
And what do you think about the media, the news? Other countries are taking. Have you heard anything from another cultures?
Well,
that
I've
they
never
talk
heard too
about
much. I don't watch the news, so, and I'm sure that they would share things only for what Canada wants to hear. And I think you really need to educate yourselves and listen to the people that are still here and sharing their stories. They're still here, and the stories won't go silent. And
Exactly.
I'm just here to help heal, and the way I can do it is to sing songs. And
Will you give a message to the people out there
well,
from your culture, from your native heart? How can we help? How can we help you to grieve all this pain? in your culture?
I think, just to educate yourself in the way that the governess, their laws and bylaws are only fitting for the citizens of Canada, and a lot of our Native people are they're still oppressed. They're segregated. They're in third world countries that here in Canada too, and a lot of our reserves don't have access to clean drinking water, and a lot of the foods that they need to survive out in the grocery stores the prices are 5 times, 10 times more than what we pay for here in Vancouver. So there's a lot of reserves that we're not getting any of that.
Yeah, I can feel it. Well, I think you feel very supportive for the community in general. Everybody is really taking this as their own, right? Don't you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Like people are really sensitive with this?
Yeah. I think it's just the beginning. I mean, this is history that's always been shared from our people that survived, and it was never new to us.
But not in public, right? Like in the public eye, that this is the first time.
You could share it publicly, but who's going to listen?
Exactly.
It took up until kids were found. These were in unmarked graves.
And you say there were
150,
39 schools still with secrets behind.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, just give us a little bit of piece of that music that you were playing.
Yeah, you want me to play it?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's hear. It's very sensitive. Bueno, pues así nos despedimos. Gracias por estar aquí.